MSP iceberg. And honestly, people were getting scared. The forums is actually a... Okay, that's maybe a bit too dramatic for an intro, isn't it? Well, hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video. As you guys can see, today I am on my USA account because honestly, why not? Today we're gonna do the second part of the MSP iceberg. If you guys haven't seen part 1, I would highly recommend you to firstly check that one out and then come back to this one because I will sometimes refer to that video. And honestly, today I'm gonna do it a little bit different because last time out I didn't have a script and I later found out that that was not the brightest moment for me and not the best idea ever to do that. As you guys can see, that video was a 10-minute video, but let me tell you, the recording of it was like 45 minutes long. So today, I've literally done all the research work beforehand and now I can just read it off of a script. So without further ado, let's dive into the next 2 layers of the MSP iceberg. 2012 movie stars. I think this doesn't really need that much of an explanation, but 2012 movie stars is a reference to the people who decided to bring back the MSP 2012 fashion style. Like, just simply take a look at the outfit that I made here. This screams 2012 moviestarplanet fashion style. If you guys, by the way, want to know more about the old MSP fashion style, I would highly recommend you to watch my YouTube video that I did about the 4 most common styles on MSP. In that video, I also explain the old MSP fashion style. Now we're diving a bit into an MSP controversy. The MSP gender switch hack. Back in May 2020, people were able to change the genders of other MSP players' their characters without having to access their accounts, which is kind of creepy. The people who were behind it are known, but they're a bit further down this iceberg, so I will come back to that later. It mostly also happened on the USA server if I'm correct, but honestly correct me if I'm wrong. This gender switch hack got so out of hand that the MSP had to respond and change all the genders back of all the people who were infected by this. Blowrange Tiger actually made a video about this situation, so I would highly recommend you to check out his video. I will link it right here so you can check it out after this video. But it also gave us some of the most cursed images I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Movie botting. I mean, does this need any more explanation? But in short, you could bot views on your movie so you could end up on the front page so that more people would watch your movies. And also, it's a very fast way to earn a lot of star coins. Okay, this is quite nostalgic for me and maybe for some other players who are currently watching this as well. The Horror Cafe. It is one of the cafe chat rooms, and this chat room got known for hackers entering this specific chat room because, of course, horror, creepy, hackers, you get it. There were also many hacker hunters in this chat room, also simply because there were so many hackers in there. I guess you could say that it was the MSP hacker playground. That was the Horror Cafe. Okay, now I'm gonna group 3 topics together. These are rare eyes, rare animations, and rare backgrounds. I already touched upon rares in the first part of the MSP iceberg video, but here we're specifically talking about eyes, animations, and backgrounds. Okay, just to keep the backgrounds aside, because rare backgrounds are just simply backgrounds that are no longer available on here. But rare eyes or rare animations are a bit more interesting topics. Firstly, about the rare eyes, they are actually very easy to glitch into MSP using some hacking software like Cheat Engine. Honestly, many people actually do this. And no, it is not patched, so you could actually do it too.
But honestly, I would not recommend you to do this because MSP could potentially, lock you out of MSP because you're cheating, so it's at your own risk.
And rare animations, ooh. Honestly, back in the days when MSP was mostly a game targeted towards teens, they had some very, and I mean very interesting animations. Like, they were not so fun. there were some actually disturbing animations. Some of them actually got completely changed, so you could also no longer buy like the original animation because it's no longer available in that way or style that they got made in the first place, or they got completely deleted off of MSP. How did MSP allow this to happen? Like, oh my lordy. Pumpkin hacked and deleted. Pumpkin was actually one of the victims of the aforementioned gender switch hack back in 2020, and after this whole debacle, her account got deleted. Pumpkin is no longer on the USA server. And let's be fair, it may also be better that she's no longer on here. Well, there have been some stories about her dating a minor while she was far above the age of 18. Ooh, speaking about inappropriate things, inappropriate art books. Honestly, doesn't need any explanation, I guess. I would also highly recommend you to not look up some of these examples, but if you want to do it, however, viewer discretion is highly advised. Selling rares. No, I'm not talking about selling rares for star coins or diamonds or fame or greeds or anything. No, people are literally selling the rares for real life money. Selling game-specific things, like in-game specific things for real-life money, is a bit insane to think about. I would also just highly recommend you to never do that. No. MSP catfishing. I think this also doesn't need that much of an explanation, but to keep it short, once the photo feature got added on MSP, people decided to catfish others by uploading pictures saying it was them, but in reality they uploaded pictures of other people. The Miss Philly whistle. Before I'm gonna dive into the whistle, I will firstly explain who Miss Philly is. Miss Philly was an MSP hacker, but you could specifically tell when you were getting hacked by her, because when you got hacked by her, this specific sound would play. Papa the Dinosaur. Papa the Dinosaur was a player on the USA server. The absolute peak of his fame was between 2012 and 2014. The reason he got so famous was because he always wore a dinosaur outfit. Honestly, looking at this character, I would really like to be his friend back in the days because he looks like such a cool guy. And also because of Jurassic Park. The mustache hack. Back in 2015, there was a hacked mustache in the MSP shop with this title. People were saying that you would get hacked by Egg Money Her. Money? No. People were saying that you would get hacked by Egg Honey Mare when you wore it. It would also change the colors of the clothes you were wearing. However, it was probably a bug and someone decided to be responsible for it to cause a lot of panic. The mustache eventually got removed from the shops and MSP never mentioned it again. Driana was a bully. Driana was a high score player on the USA server. She retired from playing MSP back in 2020. However, in her active era from 2018 to 2020, she became known for bullying other players. But let's all be fair, she's far from the only high scorer who will bully other players. MSP YouTube app inappropriate videos. Ooh, this is such a throwback. Back in the days, there was a YouTube feature on MSP and it gave players the chance to watch YouTube vids on MSP. However, it was all unmoderated and people took the chance to get inappropriate vids on the front page of MSP YouTube, which is screwed up. The feature, however, got removed on November 26, 2021. Speaking of MSP YouTube videos in art books. You could also add YouTube vids to your art books. People also really misuse this a lot, unsurprisingly. My bow works with MSP. Is it my bow? My view? My bow? My view? But anyway, there used to be a rumor that my bow, the high scorer on the USA server, worked for MSP. This was all because there was another rumor about her that she could ban MSP players, but this never got confirmed, so it's just a rumor. Account cracking. This was a hacking method to get into older accounts, mostly older and also testing accounts on the first ever MSP server, the Danish server. Danish had easy passwords who were easy to guess by using a password guessing program. The only reason people wanted to get into these accounts were for rares and rare usernames. DSource MSP. DSource is a well-known user who's known for exploiting MSP. He even has his own website where players can set VIP clothes to non-VIPs. MSPs. That website is also later on in this iceberg, so I will come back to this topic later. Some meant skin users. These were players who had a grayish skin tone who you could find on the forums or in chat rooms doing absolutely nothing. It became a whole trend on here, but I cannot find when this became a trend. MSP College Harvard. Around 2014-2015, MSP players would go to MSP College Harvard's room to roleplay. This is a nostalgic piece of MSP history for USA players around that time. Okay, back to punching. Punching was a bully. Punching would use her backup account to bully other players. There's also proof for this. You can literally find videos on regular YouTube exposing her. And now onto the final topic of this video and also of this layer. Riz Exploiter. On December 29th, 2016, high scorers got hacked by Riz on the UK MSP forums. Even the official MSP account got hacked by this person. Supposedly, a player named iKing Riz was behind this because MSP deleted their account. This was all as a revenge. Riz also called MSP said cunts in one of the messages that got left behind by the MSP account. Oh my god. The same actually happened on the USA server as well on January 1st, 2017. However, Riz was using a hacking program named Charles to hack into the accounts. Anyway, this was the final topic of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the second part of the MSP iceberg. Do not forget to give a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will see you guys for a part 3 of the MSP iceberg.